Just a quick one. Back seat, no hot water. If you don't know if it's a turbine or not, and you haven't got a magnet to hand, you can use your trusty screwdriver. And all you got to do is put your screwdriver in there. So I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. You see the red lights on, and that will give you the heads up whether it's the sensor or whether it's the actual turbine or not. Just a little quick helpful tip. Cheers.
Plumbers tips and videos for trainees. My name's Alan Hart, and in today's video it's snowing. Today's video is has been sent in from Elliot from E-Fry Gas Services, and Elliot's going to give us some tips. We're also going to look at why you need to make sure that you've got terms and conditions when you're working for customers, and also why you need to make sure that your insurance is up to date. So yeah, let's have a look at these tips from Elliot. Oh, and it's snowing here, look. Look at my van.
Good morning to the Alan Hart fan club. Just a quick one. Right in the corner of a loft here. Now I converted this system a little over 5 years ago. Not long had its 5-year service. From a back boiler vented system to a combi. So conventional to combi changeover. And this was the cold mains coming up. And this was the cold feed. It's going up to the cold water storage tank and F&E tank in the loft. Cold feed coming off from the cold water storage down to serve the cold in the bathroom. And we didn't link it here at the time because they had some other stuff going on, but the customer's boarding his loft out, so it went along here. We left it because the loft was full of stuff at the time. So we left this run. This is the 22, and the 15 went down here, and the tanks used to be up on the wall up there, and then it went off to feed some of the water pipes in the distance. So we left it all in, you know, trying to keep it. It's a real job. Don't always renew everything as far as you can get it back. Anyway, my point being is, this is to new guys out there going it alone, and also the existing, and very much so the customers, the stuff we find. But I've just cut this pipe here, and the 15's there, came along here, came along there, went in, and I cut this pipe because I'm just going to put a join in here because they've since had a new bathroom. The guys, for some reason, didn't cut it out when they did all the other works. But I cut this pipe here, there, on this joint, just there, and as I wiggled it, and I cut this one, I wiggled it, this just pulled out. And as you can see, I can't get my body in here, but where's the focus gone out? Focus has gone. There we go. It was in, look at that on that edge. What's that? Maybe 1.5 mil, if that. That's how much it was in this fitting. There, or not in the fitting, should I say. Just like that on the edge. And, oh, you're looking at my hand. Sorry about the filming. Trying to do 2 things at once, and being a man, we can't. But it was barely in, look. That was it. That was all it was in. So make sure your terms and conditions are covered. Because I was the last guy on site. 5 years ago, us wiggling the pipe work, this could have blown the following night, flooded the place. And to customers, sometimes these things happen. It's existing pipe work. We might have not been anywhere near it. This stuff we didn't go near. Yeah, luckily we got away and it didn't flood. We were, what's that, probably 3, 4, 5 metres away working. But sometimes these things can happen, so it's not always the installer or the plumber or the gas fitter's problem. You know, they didn't do it on purpose. And to you new guys out there, get your terms and conditions wrapped up. Make sure you're covering yourself, because these things can blow apart. I've had them do it on me before. I'm sure plenty of you other guys and girls out there watching this have had that. You know, heating systems and whatever. But this has been on the cold main since new. It's next council house. Yeah, so keep your eyes open, people. Keep your eyes open. Cheerio, bye-bye. See, now I'm in the back of the van. I can see a bit. You can see a bit clearer. But I mean, look at that. Barely. There you go. Look at that. Wasn't even on, was it? I mean, that was in two. The elbow and the the piece of pipe were introduced to each other. They weren't even in. And if you look on the inside of this, we can get the focus right there. See, that's the maximum it's in there, look. But less than halfway, but barely on the edge. My point is this little video, and I'm sure Alan will totally agree with this, is get your terms and conditions covering you. Because the vast majority of customers that you meet are decent folk. They understand, you know, it's nothing to do with you. But then you'll get the odd few that are just out to that no blame culture thing, you know, where they'll no, and all this crap. And all the customers out there, understand, please understand. You know, there's a lot of good guys and girls out there that we do the best we possibly can for you. We don't want to rip you off. We want to do a really good job. But sometimes existing installations, they can throw up these little curveballs. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, happy New Year, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.
How bad was that? Just goes to show that you must have insurance and terms and conditions. Obviously, if that had blown off, and that could happen to any of us, if that had blown off, just pull the starter. Don't want all that snow going in the house. If that had blown off, obviously that had made some real damage in that customer's house. So if you're a gas engineer or plumber, you can get terms and conditions with Trade Help on their app. So they do a free quoting app, and you can do it on there. There might be other people, other companies that do free apps for terms and conditions as well. And if there is, please put them in comments below and let me know. I only know of Trade Help, and as I say, Trade Help is a free app, and you can send your customers quotes with that. It's got terms and conditions. I'm just going to go in now, it's freezing. It's got terms and conditions, it's got waiver forms, all the stuff that you need as a gas engineer or plumber. Let's go on to this next video that Elliot's got for us.
Just a quick one, and a very short story. I've been to this boiler back in June, fixed a condensed split hose on a Baxi Geotech, as they all split, no problem. Had a call a couple of days ago of the boiler coming up with E133 and quite heavy ignition. So I came out, and what I found was that the ignition electrode here was, I should have packed that a bit better, was in, but the inner part here and the ignition lead, the elbow bit that goes on, was hanging out slightly, because that was like that. So of course we're getting a bit of sparks run down this rod, try and jump the gap to get up to this part of the electrode, causing heavy ignition. And what I then also noticed when I pulled that elbow off was that this was very slightly off and loose, and the bottom one was tight. And if you have a look at the colour of the two bolts, massively different. One is shiny, one is really dull. So it hadn't actually been leaking fumes and gases back into the boiler. So what I found was the reason for it, and you can see where the seal has failed there. That's the edge of it, and there was none left. I have not taken the other bit off. There was nothing left on it. And what I found was, now I very much doubt this is from the factory. It could have been from a previous engineer. But if you look inside that small hole, you'll see that and hold my camera steady enough, my phone even, you'll see the thread is not all the way in to the end. So it's either been cross-threaded or over-tightened. And where you can see this one, the thread is, oh, my camera steady, come on, focus. The thread is all the way to the end there, see? Comparison, thread to the end, and thread not to the end, if you can see that. So I think it held on very slightly, and obviously when I did my checks back in June, it was all fine, nothing untoward at all. But I think it held on, and then with this becoming loose, or for whatever reason something was happening, which I've also found the spark generator was faulty as well, so that could have been causing an issue. But with this heavy ignition, where this was on maybe half a turn on that dodgy bolt, and where they'd stripped most of the thread there, where it is on maybe half a turn, it was just getting more and more loose. That heavy ignition is just pushing and pushing and pushing, because we all know when you hear heavy ignition, it's quite a loud noise. Pushing and pushing and pushing against this electrode until it failed and came out, and giving the E133 fault and leaking fumes back into the boiler casing. But if you do have this, if anybody else has this issue, just take note, as most Baxi parts don't come with seals and that, this front plate cover here does not come with a new sight glass. I learnt the hard way, I assumed it did. I didn't check it when I picked up this part this morning, but it doesn't. And you can't use the old one because you need a little seal inside the glass. So that was a 60 mile round trip that obviously I'm not going to charge the customer for because it's not their problem, it was mine. And I didn't charge them to fit the sight glass either, but each their own. So just a word to the wise, don't waste 60 miles in the van running around for bits. But there we go. Just heed some advice. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for that, Elliot. If you could please put a comment below, let me know what you think to this video. And as always, if you're going to work on a gas boiler, you must be gas safe registered or competent to do so. We have gas engineers and plumbers, we have specialist test equipment that has to be calibrated every 12 months as well. So please make sure that you use a gas safe registered engineer. If you've got any questions, as I say, please put them in comments below. And thank you very much for watching.
Looks like the inside of your arteries. There we go. Look at that. Look at that there. So, a very, very dirty system there. Unfortunately, all on 8mm microbore as well on the heating system.